What's up, everybody? It's Fabio Potent. You know this, bringing you guys today a Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 144 discussion. I'm trying to stay more consistent, and I think we've been doing a pretty good job at doing that. I'm getting more comments, getting more likes from actual people, so I'm gonna try to keep going, strong. So I want to talk about chapter 144 because shit hit the fan. Well, not really shit hit the fan, but we got some shit at the end of this chapter that a bomb revelation. I don't know who this nigga is, what's going on. We got the culling game. We got a whole bunch of stuff I want to talk about. So we're gonna go through the chapter. We're gonna read it at the same time with you guys and just talk about some shit. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so I pulled up the chapter, and let's go ahead and talk about chapter 144 of Jujutsu Kaisen. So we get the beginning, right? And Megumi, I really like Megumi. He's really growing on me as a character, even more. I've said this in my past couple of videos. His character has just... I now notice that he has the most potential. I love Nobara and I love Yuji, but now that I see it for what it was, he had the most potential from the beginning. And he's now becoming one of my favorite characters, actually. Megumi asked Yuji to help him rescue Samuki, his sister. This is a really cool, heartwarming moment for me, because Megumi asked Yuji for help, and he says, "I need your strength." And then we get a black box and we get text, "You're a strong kid, so help people." The words of Yuji's grandfather, and I love this calmness that comes over Yuji, that of his mission. He collects himself of what happened after the Shibuya event. And in the last chapter, I didn't bring it up, but when Megumi asked him to save him originally, he gets this glistening, this shine in his eye, and it's just Yuji's character is just interesting in general to me. His whole thing about wanting to save people, about making sure they die humanely and all that, it's just so weird, but so interesting and so just captivating at the same time. Now, let's move on. Before the culling game starts, I think we're gonna get like this mini arc. I think maybe the culling arc will start faster than I think as well. But Megumi says that they gotta go back to Jujutsu High and contact Master Tegan, the guy with the rock and roll guitar, the old man. That they need to learn how to remove the prison serum from Gojo, and need to know what are Notoshi Kamo's current objectives and his future motives. Because they just have no idea who this dude is or what he's about. Now, I'm going to just cut to the bullshit and get to the part of the chapter that bothers me. So we get to talk, right, between Yuji and Megumi about Nobara. Something I've been waiting for a minute. Because where is Nobara? None of us believe she's dead. I don't. You don't. Niggas out there don't. People who don't like her don't. Nobody thinks that she's actually dead. But Gege continues to try to drive home the point that Nobara is dead. Yuji says, "Sorry, Fuchigoro, I have to ask, what happened to Kugasaki?" This nigga, Megumi looks at the floor. Yuji looks sad and says, "Oh, I get it. And then that's all we get. I think she's alive. Maybe she's just wounded. Maybe she's not. I just don't believe it. If I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. There's no way Nobara is dead. I'm not dropping Kaisen. There's no way. But still, holy shit. If Nobara is actually dead, I'm so sad. But I don't believe it. There's no way she will go. Nah, fam. Nah, B. I don't believe it. But Gege continues to troll us. Continues to just drive home this point that Nobara is not here. And it bothers me. It pisses me off as a Nobara fan. Not like I'm mad at Gege, but it's goddamn, man. Just let us know. Stop going to ring her. Just let us know. Is she dead or not? I just need to know. Because that's the thing that bothers me. This just the unclear. You just don't know. And it's like, oh. Every chapter I wait for her to come back. I do. I honestly do. I miss Nobara so much. I just looked it up. I did some math. The last time we saw Nobara was chapter 125 of Jujutsu Kaisen. That was 170 days ago. It's been 170 days without Nobara Kugisaki in Jujutsu Kaisen manga. I'll say that again. It has been 170 days without Nobara Kugisaki in Jujutsu Kaisen manga. The streets are not eating. The streets are not eating, my nigga. We're not eating. But anyways, after that little tough scene, we get a little comedic relief with Chozo, and I'm really starting to like Chozo, man. Chozo's really funny. He's a funny guy, man. A lot of these characters, you stay with the main cast at first, but as I've reread this series multiple times, the side characters in Kaisen are really funny, man. They may not be the most quote unquote developed characters, but I think they're characterized enough. They have enough personality about them that they have their own quirkiness that you could like them. Like I like the big brother, little brother gag with Yuji and Chozo. And I think just to go off topic real quick, I think that's a testament to Yuji as an MC. Yuji, he reminds me of Shin from Kingdom, for anybody that's read that series. And the fact that I like that Yuji, he doesn't overshadow anybody in the series. I never felt like Jujutsu Kaisen is the Yuji Itadori show. Like, characters get their shine. Yuji takes hard L's, but when he wins, it feels good when he wins. Like, when he wins, it feels good, and he takes hard L's. Like, he lost to Chozo, and I thought that was a good hard L. He beat Mahito, but then, even though he didn't do the finishing blow, he beat Mahito, and it was satisfying. So, and it reminds me of Shin from Hoken. I mean, that's not Shin from Hoken. Shin from Kingdom, in the sense that, just like that, Shin in Kingdom, he doesn't overshadow any of the other characters. All the characters get their shine. They get their fights in the war and shit like that. Everybody's like go, and then when Shin gets his fight, just like Yuji, it's hype, and it never feels like the MC show. Not that the series are not the same, but I just think Yuji, he reminds me of Shin in that regard. So we get the biggest bombshell revealed this chapter: Maki's new design, her new look, short hair, her ponytail is gone, looking kind of like Maya a little bit, scarred, bandaged up. Looking absolutely fucked up. She got fucked up. Jogo fucked her up. Killed Nobito. And we saw when we saw Nanami, I was like, damn, Nanami's fucked up. He was on his last, so yeah. Apparently, she the reverse curse technique, it heals, but it leaves a mark. Apparently Maki only survived because she's just a tank. She's a fucking ape. And I mean that in a respectful way. Like, she's just a fucking meathead. Like, she's strong as fuck. Her inborn physical toughness, not curse tolerance, that saves her life. Just the fact that she's just physically strong saves her life. This chapter is Yuki, or girl Yuki, who's a baddie, who's a baddie. And I'm glad she's here. She's a baddie. I love me some Yuki. I'm glad she's here. She said it's too bad about the business with the head of the family, of the Zenin family. And Maki said something interesting here. She said, well, I wasn't going for it. Nigga, what? Yes, you were. Chapter 42. She said to Nobito Zenin before she leaves, I'll be back in some time to become the head of the Zenin family. And then now, in chapter 144, Maki no longer wants to be. She says, I'm not going for it. Oof. Has Maki lost her drive? Has she lost that fire? I think she took an L, man. And that's tough. I can't wait to see what it does. I guess it's the time to get into this is one problem that I have with what's going on right now. We needed to slow down after Shibuya. I said that a while back. But now seeing Maki like this and all this, we need to slow down. I get it, we want to go into the cooling event, hype, but I still think we needed to slow down. I know I'm going to get hate for this, but I just wish Gege got into like a One-Piece bag. Like, you got to get into the after arc. Like, you got to get into that after arc explanation of, okay, this is what happened. These are the shockwaves and the consequences of the things that happen and why they're going to happen throughout the Jujutsu war. I want to see characters, like, what happened after Shibuya. I want to see characters. I want to see how everybody's interacting. I want to see Maki, right, recovering. I want to see if Nobara is even alive, if she's even recovering. I want to see a discussion of the elders speaking about, okay, the Shibuya event, this is what happened, Gojo, what's going to happen for the future. I want to see characters like Odahime talking about shit, like, where's my mind? I want to see about these things. And that is probably my biggest critique. As much as I'm enjoying Kaisen right now, that's probably my biggest problem, is that this shit is just too fast right now. especially after something like Shibuya. And now we're getting something like this, where Maki's like, well, I wasn't going for it. What are you wasn't going for it? Being the head of the Zenin you want it to be. Why does she feel like that now? We need to get that. We need to get that. There's something I just feel like, it's honest to God, this is my own, probably one of my biggest critiques about Kaisen. We just need to slow down a little bit sometimes. So we get these people, they walk into the door, and we get some pretty cool art of them entering like the innermost sanctum of the Jujutsu building. And I didn't even notice this, but they're in the same area where fucking the Star Plasma arc took place, where they fought Toji, where Geto and then fought Toji. I didn't even realize that this is where they were going. And Yuki says that it was 11 years ago. Now that I think about it, that's when everything began to get distorted. And then Yuta, and then I guess nobody knows what happened about that day, which is pretty interesting. I wonder how Megumi's gonna react when he finds out Gojo killed his dad, but we'll see about that. And then they enter this cosmic white space, and then we get the biggest bombshell, right, of this chapter, right? We get this thing. We have no idea what it is. I don't. Well, I kind of have an idea. I think it might be like a special grade or something. I think it's a curse. And I'll explain why. Now, as far as this thing is concerned, it says some pretty interesting stuff. Well, first, Yuki and them, they think they're being rejected by Tengen's barriers. So they're just going to leave. But then he says, leaving so soon, it's a pleasure to meet you. And he knows who all of them are. Child of the Zenin, Machi Zan's descendant, Death Painting Room, and Sukana's vessel. I saw the memes online. Somebody posted the thumb dudes from Spy Kids. I was crying when I seen that, and I didn't know what this thing was. So it has feet. It's sentient, and it stands on two legs, right? And it's very intellect. It's very high intellect. Has clothes too. Now, when I was rereading Chapter 0 recently, and I'm pretty sure people already have pointed this out because I'm not claiming to be a genius in the community or anything, but I was rereading Chapter 0 because the movie got announced. And I was like, oh shit, the movie for Chapter 0 is lit. I'm going to reread that. And I was rereading Chapter 0, and then in Chapter 0.04, I came across this interesting thing. Geto, he summons this high special grade. He says, this is one of those 16, and I'll put this on the screen. This is one of those 16 special grade, imaginary, vengeful spirit, Tama no Ma incarnate. And just, the design is not exactly the same, but it does have 4 eyes. It does have clothes. It smiles, and it has similar feet. I can't really tell if the feet are the same. I'm not gonna even try to be that type of dude. But I just thought I was rereading the chapter, and I was like, oh shit, these things kind of look the same. Because I forgot to say, I'm about to bring this back. Geto says, did you know that there are 4 humans bestowed with the title of special grade? But for curses, there are 16. This is one of those 16. I wonder if this dude is one of the 16 special grade curses. Because that's all I can think he is. He has to be. I mean, it's Kaisen. I'm not going to go crazy, think it's an alien or something. I'm going to stay in the realms of Kaisen. He's probably a special grade curse. He's probably one of the 16, just like this thing right here. Oh, shit. Excuse me. I don't know. If anybody else has pointed that out in the community, let me know. I'm not too involved. I don't be looking at niggas. I just be making my shit and going to work. But I just thought that was pretty interesting. Let me know if you guys think they're connected. If you read Chapter 0 and you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely a special grade. And you thought, or if everybody like assumes like, yeah, he's a special grade. But I can't wait to see what happens next. What is he gonna talk about? I think we're gonna get deep lore. Chapter 144 is a bombshell. I still have my critiques of the series. I still think we need to slow down a little bit, but regardless, Kaisen is Kaisen. I love it. We're reading it for a long time. I couldn't be happier with the anime, the community, the explosion. It's just all good vibes, man. All good vibes. So yeah, tell me what you guys thought of Chapter 144. Tell me what you guys thought about Maki. Is she losing her drive to be the head of the Zenin clan? Tell me what you guys think about this Nobara nonsense. Is it bullshit? It's bullshit, right? Tell me, yeah, it's the bullshit, nigga. It's bullshit. Keep it a beam. It's bullshit. Tell me what you guys think about Yuji and Megumi's relationship, that bond that they share. How Megumi is asking Yuji to save him, but he doesn't even realize that he's saving Megumi. So, just a broship, right? Just true friendship right there. Tell me what you guys think about all that. Comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure y'all do all that good shit. I'm Fabio Potent. I'll see y'all in the next one.